Hey YouTube, it's the half man, half amazing Black Clark Kent coming at you on this Wednesday, August 19, 2020. I figured I'd do a story time video. I wanted to talk to you about some certain topics and give you guys a personal look into my life and how my transition out here. I mean, I talked about it in previous videos, but this one would be more in depth about my transition out here. And I want to talk about relationships as well. So, for those that know me personally, and for those that don't, you know, I'm from Boston, obviously got Red Sox stuff. I want to represent the Red Sox, the Patriots, the Celtics, the Bruins. I'm a hardcore Boston fan. I've been out here 516 days. I moved out here March 22nd, 2019. Best 516 days of my life. So I want to talk to you guys about my past life, my personal life a little bit, and just give you an idea of how I got out here and stuff like that. So I was in a long-term relationship for about almost 3 years. I was working back home. I had a great job back home, had job security and everything. But I didn't like the way the job was going because there was a lot of politics, a lot of nepotism, and I wasn't going to grow there. So I had talked to my girlfriend at the time about moving, you know, try to start a better life and stuff like that. But I've always been very meticulous and very cautious about doing things. I want to make sure things are all set up perfectly before I do anything major, especially when you move from the East Coast to the West Coast. So we had talked about it, whatever. I believe it was the winter of 2017. She had gotten into a freak accident and she broke her ankle. And I think that kind of expedited the process of trying to move out here. And I understand that she was, you know, it was a traumatizing situation for her. I was there for her the whole time and everything. And she had brought up to me that she didn't want to spend another winter in Massachusetts. And people that don't know, Massachusetts have some brutal winters. And I said, I understand that and everything, and I get that, but I don't want to just up and quit my job because you don't want to be here for another winter time. Let's do it the right way. Let's try to find jobs, do interviews, and stuff like that. So I want to fast forward September of 2018. We got into a big argument. One thing about me, I don't like arguing, especially over some stupid stuff. So I proceeded to leave, and I stayed with my uncle for a little bit. I believe she moved out here October of 2018. Okay, so she up and left because she didn't want to be here for another winter time. She didn't care about our relationship, cared about us. She was steadfast on moving out here. She didn't have a job, but I think she had gotten a job right as she was coming out here, but that's not the way I was going to do it. The big thing about me, relationship is about communication. I understand that she was traumatized, but let's just call it like it is. We've both lived in Massachusetts all our lives. Another winter wouldn't have killed us. Ironically, that winter of 2018 was very mild. It wasn't that much snow that winter time. It was a very mild winter. But that's ironic, we must say. But anyway, I moved out here in March 2019, and you know, I had a couple things on my mind. I had prior to moving out here, I had interviewed for. So let me get you through a process of how I ended up out here. So I had applied for this job, right? Now there was no guarantee. I had flew out here for an exam for the job. Flew out here for the exam. I had passed the exam. They gave me a packet. I believe out of 12 to 15 people that applied for this one job, I was the only candidate that was from out of state. So they gave me this packet because they wanted to know everything about you. They told me, so the guy told me, like, if you want to do a phone interview, let us know. When you send the packet back, we'll set up a phone interview for you. Okay. So the one thing about me, I like to venture out and travel. One thing, people know I love to travel. So while I was out here the first time, I went to Vegas for a couple of days because I'd never been to Vegas at that time. I said, I'm going to go to Vegas for a couple of days. So I flew back, you know, fill out the packet, fill out everything, and I mailed it back to them. I got an email. They called me and it's like, oh, your interviews. I forgot what day it was. So I called them and I said, okay, do you still want to do the phone interview? I said, you know what? I'm going to fly back out to Arizona to do the interview in person. And that impressed them because they know that I was serious about getting the job. So I flew back out here the second time and interviewed for the job, right? Interview for the job. They said, you know, if you have any questions, we'll give you a call. Okay. At that time, I had booked a trip to British Columbia, Vancouver. So the next day, I was on my way to Canada. So I had an interview that day. The next day, I was flying out to Canada. So I get a phone call from that place where I interviewed 3 hours later. Like, hey, can you come in tomorrow and sit in with one of the workers so you can see how the job is? I said, well, I have a flight in the morning to Canada, but I can push that back if you want me to stay an extra day. So the guy was like, I'll call you right back. They called me right back, said, can you come in tonight? Came in that night. You know, I sat with one of the co-workers, and then the next night I go to Canada, I fly back home to Boston. I get a call about a week later offering me the job. I said, okay. She said, can you come out in 2 weeks and do all the drug testing, the psych evaluation, out here in Arizona they do lie detector tests and stuff like that. I was like, yeah. So I flew out here 2 weeks after the fact, did everything, waited for everything to come back. I passed everything, and I was in the process of moving out. I moved out here in March. So the way I did it was the way I wanted to do it. I wouldn't have changed the way I did it. I did it my way. I wasn't going to dictate and let anyone tell me that I couldn't. I didn't want no one to tell me how to move out here on their accord. I wanted to do it the right way. So, moved out here. Mind you, I hadn't spoken to my ex at all. We hadn't spoken. We have mutual friends on social media that knew I was out here. I hadn't talked to her. But see, the thing about me is, and I need to stop being this way. I can be a very petty person. So I made my Facebook public. I made all my stories on Facebook public. So the mutual friends that we have can see my every move when I do make moves. And I did it on purpose. So I came out here. I started the job that I had when I moved out here. Within the first couple months, I realized it wasn't going to be a good fit for me. Sorry, I got something in my eye. So I stuck it out from March to about August. And then I realized it wasn't going to be a good fit. And in the process of doing that, I applied for the job that I currently have now, which is a way better fit for me. But I had a gap in time. So I knew I was getting the job I have now, but it wasn't going to start until the second week of September. And I wasn't happy at my previous employer. So I decided to resign in the beginning of August. I resigned on a Sunday, and then I was in Hawaii that Friday. I took the month of August off to travel. So mind you, me being the person I am, I'm trying not to be, I decided to post everything I went to Hawaii. I went to Hawaii for 6 days, went to 3 different islands, Maui, Kona, and Honolulu. That's all on my YouTube channel, on my channel from last year. Came back, did all my paperwork for the job I have now, went back on a plane, went to San Diego for the weekend because the Red Sox were in town playing the Padres. Then I got on another plane and went to Vegas. So I spent the whole month of August traveling back and forth. Since the time I've been out here until now, I've been to California 4 times. I've been to Hawaii. I went to British Columbia. I went to Vegas 3 times. And I went to Boise, Idaho, random place. Well, I'll talk about Boise in a minute. That's on my channel as well. So I was on various dating apps. I moved out here. I was dating people. I was seeing people, whatever. So I was on one particular dating app. I won't say what it is because I'm not promoting any dating apps over another one. So I'm on there and I get a message, and it was my ex-girlfriend. She was like, "Hey, do you want to meet up?" And I'm like, "What's going on?" I'm like, what? It's like, "Let's meet up." I'm like, I was very hesitant about doing it. I'm like, whatever, I'll just do it. So, mind you, she up and left me, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So the moment I agreed to meet with her was the moment I decided to forget about what happened in the past. Because I got to be the bigger person. I got to realize something, right? This is what I realized. If you get caught up in what's going on in the past, you can't focus on what's going on in front of you right now and in your future. You can't dwell on the past. The past is the past. You learn from it, you take life lessons from it, and you move on. So we met up, we talked for a little bit, we were hanging out, whatever. And I explained to her, I said, listen, I'm out here, I've been out here for a while. I'm looking for something more stable than just randomly dating random people. You and I have a history together. It's not like I don't know you. You know me, we were together for 3 years. There was never any issues in terms of anything negative in terms of our relationship. We broke up because you decided you wanted to move out here without me because I wasn't ready to move out here. I said, this is what I'm looking for. I said, either we can work on us being the way it was before, or you need to let me be and let me go be great to somebody else that deserves what I'm able to bring to the table. So we were talking for a little bit, whatever, we hang out, whatever. And then she's like, I don't know if I can get over what happened. I said, well, what are you talking about? I said, you made the conscious decision to move out here without me. Like, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about relationships, right? There's two consenting grown adults that if one adult decides to make a decision without the other person, you have to take ownership and responsibility for what happens because you decide to make that choice on your own without consulting your partner. So apparently when she moved out here in October, she had gotten a job, and the job was so stressful that she had a breakdown. She said it was a combination of the job, a combination of her being out here by herself without me, and she tried to guilt trip me to for me to believe it was my fault that she went through all that. Now, for people that know who she is personally, please do not. I don't have any ill will towards her, and I'll go into more detail about this in a minute. But please, I mean, it is what it is. I don't wish her any negativity. I wish her the best, but I'll go into that a little later. So you can't sit here and blame another adult for your actions. I wish you never went through that nervous breakdown, but you can't sit here and guilt trip me and try to make me feel guilty for your actions. It's just not gonna happen. If you would have waited 5 more months, I probably wouldn't have made this video, and things would have been a lot different, just to be honest with you. So we were talking, whatever, and then we were talking about, so here's the thing about it. Anytime we reconnected twice. And the 2 times that we reconnected, she was the one that initiated the contact. I never initiated contact with her whatsoever, at all. I know what I can bring to the table. I'm not being cocky. It's just a matter of me being confident in my abilities. I know what I can bring to the table. Relationship communication is very important, and all that. So she was doing all this stuff about looking for an apartment. It's the first time we reconnected, looking for apartments, trying to build together again. And I always say this, right? When you have 2 people that are on the same mindset and 2 people that are hardworking, then we can be unstoppable. And that was the mindset that I have. Because in a relationship, I'm all about trying to build you up emotionally, financially, physically, and any way I can build you to be a better person than what you are. I don't want to take credit for the success. I want to be there when the success happens. I never take credit for other people's actions, especially my partner. So things didn't work out. We stopped talking because I told her what I was looking for, and she switched it up on me, and I felt like she was playing games, and I was like, whatever. So we'll fast forward to May of this year, because we didn't talk until sometime in 2020. I don't remember when it was. I think it was sometime in February. No, it was February, March of 2020 when we first talked. Mind you, I hadn't spoken to her since October of 18. Last time I spoke to her. I didn't speak to her all in 19. And she had texted me here and there, but it wasn't something that I was really interested in talking to her. So, we'll fast forward to May of this year. I went to Boise, Idaho for Memorial Day weekend. In a random place. I wanted to try to hit all 50 states, so Boise was number 36. So I come back from Idaho. A couple days later, I got I look, my phone's like text. I got a text message. I thought it was one of my buddies, whatever. It was her. She sent me this picture that she had went to San Diego for Memorial Day weekend, because when we were living back home, she had never been to California. I've been to California several times. I'm like, you gotta come with me, you gotta come with me. And this was like 2 months after she had ankle surgery. And me being the boyfriend that I am, I said, listen, I want you to come with me, but if you can't go, then I'm not gonna go, because I don't want to go there and enjoy it and you're not there with me. So she came out, she flew up. I went to Seattle, then I went down to San Diego, and she met me there. So Memorial Day weekend of this year, she was there. She took a picture on a surfboard. She's like, I was here, and I was thinking about the time that we were here, and I wish you were here with me. That was, so, you know, whatever. So that night she said, can I call you? I'm like, whatever. So she called me. She's like, why did we stop talking? I said, listen, you gotta understand something from my standpoint. One, you were blaming me for your actions. 1. 2, I had told you what I was looking for, and you switched up on me. I said, how you put yourself in my shoes? If you're telling me one thing, that you want to do this, that, and everything, and we have a clear understanding on what we both want, and all of a sudden you switch up on me, how am I supposed to feel about that? I'm not going to feel great about it. I'm a human being. So we hanged out, we did whatever, you know, we went out and stuff like that. And I clearly told her again, I said, listen, you know, we had a conversation one day, and I thought we were both on the same page again. And the biggest thing about her is she tends to overthink. She tends to get in her own way. You know, I'm looking for this. This is what I'm looking for. I'm a very open and transparent person. I think that's very important in relationships. I'm a very open and transparent person. I said to her, I said, listen, you know what I want. You know what I'm looking for. Now, I give you 2 options. We can work on this. It doesn't happen overnight. We can work on this, or you need to let me be. Let me be great to somebody else. I can't be friends with my exes. It's just a thing. I don't really care. If I'm not with you, if I have a history with you, and I'm not with you, I don't really care what you're doing behind I don't really want to know what you're doing. That's just my personal thing. I know people can be friends with their exes. I'm one of those people that can't be. I know other people that can't be either. So, you know, one day I was on my phone and I caught her doing something that she wasn't supposed to, because we had a clear understanding what we wanted. So when I approached her on it, she denied it, and I said, you sure? And then she's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, okay, cool. And then so I was mad because, and then she tried to play it off like it's my fault, calling me selfish. I said, listen, once again, you're a grown adult. You made a conscious decision to do something, and then you want to call me selfish when I call you out on it. I said, if you didn't want to be in a relationship with me, just tell me that from the beginning. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's just not going to happen, because, you know, at the end of the day, I always find out. So just to give you guys a heads up, just because I'm talking about it, to this day, I don't wish her any ill will. I'm emotionally detached from her. I don't have any feelings for her anymore. I don't love her as a person anymore, and I can care less what she does. Because for someone like myself that's done so much for somebody and to get nothing in return but finger pointing, trying to blame me for her actions, try to be guilt tripped, it's not gonna happen. Like I said, I'm emotionally detached from her, and you know, I don't feel bad for what I did in terms of, you know, telling her how I felt. I sent her this long email. Like, you can't, the key word for her is her being selfish. A key word is she calling me selfish. It's hard to be selfish when you've done a lot of things for somebody, and like I said, you get nothing in return. See, people, I spent, like, the thing about it is, I was raised by my grandparents. You know, I took care of everything. You know, I helped her out. You know, I helped her. We went out. I always paid for everything. See, money was never an issue with me, because you can always get the money back. What I think the biggest thing for me was my time being wasted, because she knew what I wanted, and if she didn't want the same thing, let me be. I think she wanted her cake and eat it too. But you can always get the money back. You just can't get your time back. But I always say it's her loss and somebody else's gain. And relationships can be difficult. You always have ups and have downs, and hopefully in a situation you want to have more ups than downs. Being out here for almost 2 years now has made me a lot more laid back than I was back home. Massachusetts is a very expensive state. I lived there all my life. Living out here on the West Coast in Arizona, I'm more laid back, I'm more reserved, I'm more chilled out. I'm a different person, personality-wise. I'm always going to be that person that tries to cheer people up, but I'm not constantly just going. I'm just marching the beat of my own drum. Like I said, I moved out here, single, no kids, never been married, so I was a nice catch. And I think also, going back to the relationship for a second, I think the biggest winners, and I hate to say, the biggest winners are the people that didn't want to see us together. Because you got a lot of people out there that are single that want to give relationship advice. One particular person, I won't say who she is, but this person was very close to my ex-girlfriend, very close. And for someone to be a very bitter individual, talking about, being 36 years old now, talking about you can get any man you want, why are you still single? But yet you want to give relationship advice. I think, to be honest with you, she was jealous because my girlfriend at the time was happy because I was treating her well, and she wasn't getting that. And they always say misery loves company. So she was miserable. So I think she had a part in this as well. But you know what? Unfortunately, those are the people that are happy right now. Because if that person's single, want to make her single too, so she can be miserable as well. I also feel like people always say the grass is always greener on the other side. And that's the biggest thing. This is the reason why I don't necessarily care anymore. Is because I know for a fact that there'll never be another person out there that would do for her and treat her the way I did. Because anyone can have sex with a female, but what else can you offer? I can offer everything. Like I said, I'm not bragging about it. I'm just speaking in fact, because I know what I can bring to a relationship. When I'm with somebody, my sole focus is making sure that person I'm with is happy. Now, she's probably going to realize, if she's not already realizing, that, damn, I had it good. Well, you had it good, but not going to have it good anymore. Like I said, her loss is somebody else's gain. And like I said, relationships can be complex. There are more ups. You want to have more ups and downs. I look at it as maybe like a 90-10 split or 80-20 split. I think that's good. So, yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an insight about how I feel about relationships. Communication is very important. Communication is very, very important. I think it's the most important thing that you can have in a relationship, because if you can't communicate with your partner and explain to your partner if that person is doing something wrong, how they're supposed to fix it. I think one of the biggest things for me, I hate arguing about stupid stuff. I hate arguing in general. But it was something stupid, like something monotonous, something stupid. There's no point in arguing about it. It's just like, let's talk about it, let's move on from it, and just get over it and just keep moving forward. That was a lot easier said than done, but that's the mindset that I have. I always treat whoever I'm with respect. I think domestic violence is an absolutely no-no. I've never in my life ever put my hands on any female that I've been with. I've never done that. Domestic violence is absolutely no-no in a relationship. One time is one too many. And I see a lot of cases of domestic violence every single day, and it's unfortunate. Provoked or not, no man should ever put their hands on a woman. That's just not something that I don't tolerate. That stuff. I find that disgusting and horrific and stuff like that. That's just my 2 cents on that. But I just wanted to give you guys, a rundown about what was going on in my personal life. As of now, I take solace knowing that I tried to do the best I could to be a good man, salvage relationship, and I'm very open and transparent. It's her loss and somebody else's gain. Like I said before, I won't say I'm dangerous. I'm in that I don't care mode when I'm emotionally detached from you. I don't wish anything bad to happen to you. I don't wish any ill will on you. I don't wish any negativity on you. But I don't care what you do. I don't love you as a person anymore. I don't care about you anymore. It is what it is. I gave her 2 opportunities to do the right thing, and she failed on both opportunities. So it's gonna be somebody else's gain, and Neil will be very, very happy with what they receive when that time comes. So I just want to do a video real quick, give you guys an idea about, dive into my personal life a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I appreciate you guys looking at it. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you guys think about relationships. What do you think are the most important things when it comes to relationships? Like I said, communication is the #1 thing for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to do the video on my GoPro, but for some reason the GoPro was acting funny, so I'm doing it on my phone. So the quality might not be as good as it is on the GoPro, but I hope to get that up and running tomorrow. So I appreciate you guys taking time to watch the video, and I'll do another video soon. I am going away in a couple weeks. I'm going somewhere fun. I'm going somewhere I've been before, but the towns I'm going to I've never been, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'll talk to you guys soon. It's the half man, half amazing Black Clark Kent signing out, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.